Today we're just going to make a quick guide on how to get through the water temple in Tears of the Kingdom and some tips on how to defeat the boss fight at the end. It's pretty simple, but first appearance it might look a little bit complicated, but it's easily done. Making your way inside the water temple, you're going to notice that you found the source of the black goo that's infecting all of the land of the Zora below, and you're going to have to find a way to take it out to save the land. While going to the end of the water temple, you're going to activate the switch and notice that it's going to flip 5 water cannons upside down that will try and get rid of the goo. You're going to notice that one water cannon that's filled isn't going to do enough job, and you're going to have to fill the rest of them to remove it.
Use your power to turn on the 4 faucets and you can collect water here.
The first thing I did was head over to the left side of the water temple and attack that area first to open the first water cannon. Arriving on the first floating island, you're going to notice a giant metal ball that's sat in a pool of water. You're going to want to pick that up, and just to the right of it, you're going to notice that the giant bubbles that get dispersed are floating up onto the next island. Stick the metal ball in one of them, and then when the next one appears, you're going to want to hop in one yourself and float your way up to the next part of the island. You'll notice that the bubble will pop, and the metal ball that was inside it will land right on the spot where it needs to go. That'll get rid of the water and will open up the gate to the first water cannon. The ball will float in the water, so you're going to want to find a way to release the water so it'll stay there. You're going to want to hit one of these floating blocks you can get your hands on, and then lift it while sticking it up to this stone slab, and that'll release the water, having the ball fall into the middle of the hole, which will release the water and open up the gate. Make sure to chat to your mate here who gives you a water ability. Simply swing your sword, and it will spin the spiral, and the first cannon is open, meaning that you've filled 2 of the 5 jugs that will take out the goo. After opening the first valve, if you look back over to the center of the water temple, right underneath, you're going to notice there's a door covered in flames. You want to dive down, wait for your mate to turn up, get the water ability off him, and stroll straight on through. You're going to notice a lot of these floating blocks are in the building, so you're going to want to take one, turn it off, put it on the stone slab, which will open the gate and our mate can get inside. Now, just on the left there, you're going to see there's a little pocket there where a little ball can go, which will open the gate needed for the next valve. You're going to want to jump down to the next area, using all the floating blocks, make your way across where the spikes are. Firstly, I would do what I've done here and stick the metal ball on the floating blocks, being able to lift it straight over the spikes to get back to the other side. You want to adjust the floating blocks that the ball's stuck to a high enough spot where you can ascend up them and then jump back onto the main platform where you originally were. When getting back to the main entrance, you'll notice that if you try and put the ball into the pocket, it will open the gate, but it's not going to stick there. So, using one of the floating blocks around you, you want to stick the ball on the floating block, activate it, and then stick it in the spot, and it should stay there. With the gate open, chat to our friend here, use the water ability, and the next valve is open, meaning you've unlocked the third cannon. The next two valves are located just to the right of the main switch, where you want to hit some splash fruit at the waterfall, which will open it up and you'll be able to swim up to the top of it. The first thing I did was take a right turn, defeat the worm that was stuck on the ceiling, and head on up through it. This next area might look a little bit challenging, but honestly, it's just about timing. You want to make sure you've got some splash fruit on you, try and time it right and shoot the splash fruit on the spinning block. Now there's a switch there. There you go. You want to try and time it right so when your arrow goes through it, you're going to hit that switch, which will get rid of the water and the next valve will appear. It's pretty easy to do, it just might take you a few arrows to get it right. Now head back to the original spot where you were and you want to go on the right turn, and you'll notice here that the final valve is on this island here. And the first thing you'll notice is there's water balloons dripping down from the cannon. You want to reverse time, jump in it, and it'll take you up to the final destination for the final valve. This next valve is very simple and it doesn't take much thinking. You want to see this water wheel right next to a waterfall, and what you want to do is you want to attach the two slabs directly opposite from each other, use the telekinesis, get it moving at the right angle, and the water will take care of the rest, and you'll see it will generate electricity. Now there's a joint here that needs to be completed. Use the floating bubble that's right next to it, it will conduct the electricity next to the gate, and there you go, the final valve of the island is open, ready to fill up all the water cannons. With all the cannons filled up, you want to head back to the main switch and flick it on, and you'll notice that the goo that's been terrorizing the island will disperse and the boss will appear.
Look! The sludge dissolved! The domain is surely safe now. Huh? Not good! This strange creature must be responsible. Get ready. Let's go, Lee.
This boss is pretty easy, he's just a little bit annoying because he keeps running away, but there's two ways to get hold of him. Using the water ability our friend gives us, swing your sword and take the shark out that he's riding, chase him down and give him a good hide in. The other way to get rid of him is make sure that you've got a good supply of splash fruit and shoot it a couple of times while it's swimming around, and eventually the boss will fall out of the shark and try to run away from you again, meaning you got to chase him down. Repeat this a fair few times and before you know it, you would have defeated him. He's pretty easy, he doesn't really attack that much, it's more or less annoying because he runs away and disperses a lot of the goo and oil that sticks around him. But genuinely, he's a pretty easy boss, as irritating as he is. And that there is how you complete the water temple and defeat the boss that was hiding inside it. It was pretty easy to do, but it might get a bit complicated while you're trying to open the valves. But once you've completed it, Sidon will give you the Sage of Water ability, which enables you to summon him at any time, which gives you the water ability, which could come in pretty handy when you're exploring the open world.
With that ring, you will